In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to use Google Sheets to create a graph from a table of values, how to draw a best fit line through these points, and how to find the equation of this line. Hello, my name is Clara Tong. I'm a math tutor based out of Vancouver, Canada. I work with students from middle school to first year university, helping them achieve the grades that they need. If you're looking for a math tutor, check out my website claratong.com or get in touch with me by sending an email to info@claratong.com. In my example for this video, I'm going to be doing a physics experiment where I'm looking for the relationship between the mass hanging off a spring and the length of the spring. In this experiment, the independent variable is the mass that is hanging off the spring, and the dependent variable is the change in length of the spring. Here's my data. So now I'm going to use Google Sheets to create a graph and a line of best fit. Now, anytime you create a graph, you need to have the following items. Your graph needs to have a title. The title is always x-axis variable versus the y-axis variable. Your x-axis needs a title with the variable and the unit, and so does the y-axis. You also need to choose an appropriate scale so that you can see all the points clearly. The trend needs to be clear as well. So my independent variable, I said, is the mass in grams. And then my dependent variable is going to be, well, I recorded the length of spring, and this is going to be in centimeters. Now, because my title is longer than the cell, I'm just going to create more space like this. Now here's a neat trick to save some time. You can see that the masses that I recorded go up in increments of 50. Google Sheets can recognize this kind of pattern. So I'm going to set the pattern by typing in 0 and 50. And then for the remainder of these entries, I'm going to click on cell A2 because that's where I want to begin my selection. I'm going to press Shift on the keyboard, and then I'm going to click cell A3. And then I'm going to take that little blue dot and drag it downwards. The length of the spring, though, this is not so much a pattern, so I'm just going to type these in manually. Now, at the beginning of this experiment, I did say that we were going to graph the mass of the spring versus the change in length of spring. So I'm going to create a new column and title that change of length of spring. We're actually going to subtract the 48.5 out because we just want to know how much the length of the spring changes by when we add masses to it. What I'm going to do is type a formula for this. Every formula in Google Sheets starts with an equal sign. So I'm going to type equals B2 take away 48.5. And then you can see that the change of length is 0 because we subtracted it all away. I actually want to do the exact same thing to cell B3. I want to subtract 48.5. Actually, for all of these values here, I want to subtract away 48.5. But there is a better way. I wanted to always use the value in cell B2. So I'm going to put down the dollar sign symbol, B, and then $2. So now what it's going to do is always subtract whatever is in cell B2. And then I can click and drag this blue box down, and you can see that in every single line, it's subtracting away cell B2. The reason why I don't want to put down subtract 48.5 for all of these entries is that, let's just say I actually made a mistake with measuring this length. It's not 48.5, it's actually 50. And then if I just change the value in cell B2, everything here changes with it. This makes it more flexible. If you need to change any of your values, you don't have to retype all your formulas again. Okay, so now we can create a graph. I want to graph the data in column A and column C. So I'm going to press column A, and then I'm going to click Control, and then click column C. If you want to skip over any data, you press Control. Okay, now I'm going to go to Insert, Chart. Okay, so I have done a few graphs in Google Sheets now, so it knows that I want a scatter chart. But normally what happens the first time you insert a chart into Google Sheets is that it will select something like column charts. And then you can see that this is not the kind of chart that we're looking for. So what you would do is you would scroll down until you get to scatter. Scatter is the one that you want for science. You can see that this chart actually has the title and the titles for the axes, and it also has the scale pretty reasonable. And that's the great thing about technology. And then if we want to draw a best fit line, then what you would do is select Customize, go to Series, and select Trendline. Recall that a best fit line is a line that goes through the majority of your data points. You can see that on this line, there are some points that lie directly on the line. There's one that lies above it and one that lies below it. But all in all, this line with the slope pretty much encapsulates the trend. So if we want this line to be shown with the equation y equals mx plus b, what we would do is go to Label and then use Equation. And there is your equation of the best fit line. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more content. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.